this quick review of Spider-Man 2. Let's get this right off the bat. Did I enjoy this game? Yes. Did I enjoy it as much as other people? Unfortunately, no. I think this game is very good. Start that off. But I was kind of disappointed. And I'll explain why. The biggest disappointing factor about this game is it's very much the same as the first one in almost every single way. A few different game mechanics here and there that change it up slightly, but the story gives off the same vibes. Everything is almost the same. There was really no big difference between this game and the first game. If you like the first game a lot, you're gonna like this one a lot. If you thought the first game was okay, you're probably gonna think this game is also okay. What I look for in sequels is something that they do different, something that sort of justifies the sequel. And besides having a different story to tell here, it doesn't really do that for me. This is simply more Spider-Man. Just more Spider-Man. No big risks. Nothing. Just very safe, I guess is the word. So if you like Spider-Man, then the last Spider-Man game, you're going to like this one. Let's talk about the story a little bit. It's okay. It's not really mind-blowing. There's nothing in here that's going to surprise you like, whoa, I really did not expect that. That huge twist. Nothing like that. I think this game's story is a little bit worse than the original. I think the original had better characters, better development. Meanwhile, this one, not that as strong as it was in the first one. Kraven is sort of the main villain, and you don't really get to see him to any real biggest extent like you did with Doc Ock in the last game. However, was interested a lot in Miles Morales' story. I think Miles had a far more interesting story than Peter. Seeing Miles go through this story was very interesting. It's unfortunate that the game doesn't put as much focus into that half, but I found it much more interesting than Peter's story. This is also open world, so there's a lot of like collectathons and like collecting things across the map, which they don't really incentivize you into doing very much. They have you taking photos of New York, standard stuff, and they don't really incentivize you to do anything. Some of the side missions are pretty good, but there's only like a couple that are actually good. The rest of it is very standard open world stuff. this game up is just being Spider-Man. It's just kind of cool. Let's be honest, if this was I don't know, an Assassin's Creed game where it's just there and you're just climbing up walls or something and I don't know, just imagine this is any other open world. This game would not be as well liked. It's liked a lot because it's Spider-Man, alright, and you get to swing through New York. It's just so nice. The action is also nice, and they have a lot of cool set pieces. However, they have a lot of bosses in this game, especially towards the end, and they aren't very good. They're usually just damage sponges that have 3 to 4 phases of the same exact attack patterns that are just not fun. I will fight these bosses 4 separate times, and I'm like, this boss fight should have ended 2 phases ago. They should not be continuing. So, a little needs more work on the boss department. And I also dislike the lack of focus on stealth. One of my favorite things in the original was the stealth mechanics. Here, they don't really have much stealth at all, which is sad because I like, being Batman and like perching on things and taking people out from the sky, but this game, they don't focus on that at all. It's purely combat. I also think a lot of complaints. I also think that the progression side of the game is kind of just confusing, overcomplicated, and I don't really feel it as much. You have your gadgets, then you have your skill trees, and there are 3 separate skill trees, one for Miles, one for Peter, and one for both. And then you have like suit powers. No, it's too much, alright? It should be like 2 skill trees, and maybe you get health and focus and special abilities when you level up. It feels unfocused, like they're trying to do too many progression. But soundtrack is good, voice acting is good, story is good, just not as good as the first one. Action is good. I like the characters, of course. Gameplay is good. So there are a lot of good things about this game. So don't get it twisted and think I hate this game. No, I actually really like it. It just sort of disappointed me a bit. Ultimately, to me, Spider-Man 2 is a very safe sequel. They don't try anything new. They don't really expand on any gameplay elements. The only thing they really add here is a new story, and if that's what you're looking for, you'll like this game. But if you're looking for anything else, you would probably be disappointed. Okay? Insomniac just added a bunch of surface level features like, now you can glide through New York instead of just swing. Wow. Innovation. So, ultimately, what would I give this game? I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 may be a little bit high for me personally, but I think I'll just boost it up a little bit since I think most people will like it more than me, okay? An 8 out of 10. I was just kind of disappointed. I expected a little bit more here. despite it being an 8. Like, an 8 is still a great game, but I was expecting 9 or 10, but just an 8. Alright. Well, that is my review of Spider-Man 2. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments down below. I imagine most people like this game more than I did. Once again, I think the biggest thing holding the game back was just the lack of innovation, any difference to the first. Seems like I'm playing the same game again. So, that was my biggest issue. Let me know yours in the comments down below, okay? I hope you enjoyed this quick review of Spider-Man 2. I will see you next time